Hi, my name is Franz and welcome to our course on Responsive Web Design 2017. I am your facilitator and just want to thank you for giving us this opportunity to guide you on your journey to become an awesome web designer. If you are here because you want to start a rewarding and creative career in web design, then I want to reassure you that you are on the right track. We are very excited and blessed to have so many students show an interest in responsive web design. We have hopefully put together a lot of interesting and useful lessons for this course, and I hope everyone enjoys them. But most importantly, I hope that you will feel that you have benefited from this learning experience at the end of the course. We also try and accommodate less fortunate communities or areas where there are limited or slow internet access, and therefore have created a LAN version of our software. Although having access to the internet will make your life so much easier, with this course we will try to include all the libraries and files that we have used to be available to download from the local server. Whenever you do get a chance to access the internet, try and download the latest versions to make sure that your software is current and up to date. What you will need for this course: a willingness to learn. Don't just watch the lessons. Follow along and make notes. Recreate what you see on the screen to test if you understand and can apply what you have learned. A computer, a PC with the latest web browser, preferably Google Chrome. Code editor. We are going to use Brackets. It is a fantastic editor and I highly recommend you download and install it. Objectives for this course: in this course we are going to start with the basics for those of you that do not have any previous experience in web design. We will always focus on the latest technologies and trends in this industry to ensure the skills you learn are relevant and up to date. We will then apply our knowledge theoretically in short modular lessons so that you can pause and resume your learning at a convenient pace. Finally, we will look at the real-world implementation where we will design a responsive website step by step that is compatible with browsers on both mobile and desktop devices. Technologies that we are going to use: HTML5 to structure our document, CSS to style our document, jQuery to add some basic animations, and also to help us with the mobile navigation menu. Responsive web design is an approach to web design aimed at allowing web pages designed for desktop to also be viewed on a tablet and mobile phone. Responsive web design is about combining CSS with HTML, which I will explain in a little more detail later in this lesson. Before we continue, let me open up Google Chrome and quickly show those of you that don't know what I mean with responsive web design what it looks like. I'm going to use the Bootstrap website for this example. To see what my web page will look like, I will use the developer tools to get a preview of my web page on different devices. To access the developer tools, I will right click anywhere on the web page and select the inspect option from the right click menu. On the right hand side of my screen is the code view, and on the left side is a preview of our website on different devices. The drop-down box on the top of the page allows us to simulate what our website would look like on different makes and models, and the icon on the right toggles the landscape and portrait mode. We can also use the icon on the code view to quickly toggle between mobile and desktop devices. We can see from this example that a responsive web page should display properly without having to scroll left or right, regardless of the device or screen size. What is HTML5? HTML5 stands for Hypertext Markup Language, which at the time of this lesson is 5, and it is the latest version. HTML5 is a markup language, and markup languages are designed for the processing and presentation of text. The language specifies code for formatting both the layout and style within a text file. The code that is used to specify the formatting are called tags or elements. This might sound a little confusing, but I will demonstrate what I mean visually in a later lesson, and you will see how easy it is to use tags or elements to format a page. In the example below, you will notice that we have our code view on the right and what is rendered by our browser when we mark up the text between the open and closing brackets on the left. To apply the H1 or heading 1 element, we will place the text we want to format between the H1 opening and closing tags. Note that a closing tag will almost always end in a slash, but that there are some elements that don't have a closing tag. Quite simply, HTML is used to create the actual content of the page, such as written text, and CSS or cascading style sheets are responsible for the design or style of the web page. This includes the layout, visual effects, and background color. CSS also allows one to adapt the presentation to different types of devices, such as large screens, small screens, or printers. CSS is independent of HTML and can be used with any XML-based markup language. There are 3 different ways to add CSS to a web page, and the benefit for using each will depend on what you are doing with the web page. We will look at this in a little more detail later in the course. The code snippet on the right shows us that we can style the type of font size, and color using CSS. We can apply styles to elements, classes, and IDs. This is the end of our lesson on what is responsive web design. In the next lesson, we are going to be looking at the text editor we are going to use to create our web pages. Thank you for watching this lesson, and remember, if you experience any problems, contact us via the live help.